the main conversation this morning. Quick recap. So I said a couple of weeks ago we had a good conversation with administrator of the platform YouTube, where they gave us a clearer understanding to how the platform works. And we had a good masterclass and insights into it. But this morning we'll be taking the conversation to a different place where we want to talk more with the content creators, the people who use a platform most, and how they are able to turn all these videos into revenue. Well, for most of them, this has become a full-time job. For some of us, it is about talking to them and getting, inspired by their journey. And this morning, we are honored to have them join us in the studio and via Zoom as well. So let me just quickly run us through the people who are here and give you a little background to them as well. Serial, who has not been engaged on YouTube. No, he's not our guest this morning. He doesn't have a YouTube account. So do you have a YouTube account? What do you why are you here with us, Serial? These questions are not coming from me. I hope you understand. Sorry. Yes, now the mics are on now. Yeah.
I said I'm here to make sure you don't misbehave. I'm the antivirus for the show.
Anyway, well, so we'll be talking with Ivy Prosper, social media manager for the year of return and beyond the return activities or initiatives under the Ghana Tourism Authority. Now, where she has been an instrumental or she has been very instrumental in connecting the diaspora with Ghana through social media. But in the studio this morning also we have, and she's joined us via Zoom, okay? But in the studio we have Barima Entamoty as well, staying dapper as usual. Ghanaian content creator, if I can say that, with over 1 million followers across social media platforms, award-winning digital marketer as well, and community manager of the YouTube Creators Festival, which will go deeper into it. And Sweet Adjeley. Sweet Adjeley. I'm coming to the beginning, the word, how the name Sweet Adjeley came about. That'll be my very first question to you. One of Ghana's celebrated food vloggers as well. With a YouTube following over 1.2 million subscribers, which has given her about 107 million plus views in total on her channel. And also the first Ghanaian female to hit 1 million subscribers. Yep, whoop, 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 whoop.
Yay!
Congratulations. Yes. Wow. That's a big achievement, I mean, some of us, we didn't even get... I'm still at 800 and something subscribers on YouTube.
Because you're not cooking.
I'm not cooking. You need to teach us how to do this. I don't know. Miss G, do you have a YouTube account?
Yes, I do.
Have you also hit 1 million?
Not even 100,000. Not to talk of 1 million.
So we'll come to ask you what the magic is. That is the basis of this. What the magic is. How to turn one view into 1 million views and all these visits to your channels. Because I sit here, I have posted and deleted and posted and scheduled and premiered and posted only 800. I haven't even monetized my channel yet. I don't even know how this is happening. Serial, this is bad.
Yeah, antivirus.
So, welcome to our studios, you two, and also shouts to Ivy, who'll be joining us on via Zoom as well. But let me save that beautiful question later on the Sweet Adjeley. Entamoty, you also have something to answer there. Entamoty.
Yeah, Entamoty.
Real name?
Okay, my name is Barima Entamoty. Yeah, I mean, Entamoty, we just wanted to start something off like entertainment and motivation.
Oh.
So, yeah, I mean, we just coined it out like that. Entertainment, which gives you the enter, and then the motive, which gives you the motivation. So, we just wanted to inspire you through entertainment.
Oh.
Because that was the only way you can find them, right? You can get a lot of young people. Initially, that was the plan. So, I mean... A lot of things have changed because we've been doing this for.
But when you say
we,
you mean you don't work alone?
No, I mean I don't work alone. I have a team that I work with. I started with a partner, Yusuf Zage, who is no more with us, but I still have like a solid team. Like my production that I do. I don't do like the one man kind of. I have a lights person. I have like a producer.
Eesh.
Yeah, so
That's why I have 800 there.
it's a teamwork. It's a teamwork. So yeah, and it's been good content creation, and now I'm also doing digital marketing as well, and influencer marketing as well for leading brands.
Has this become your full time? Is it paying so much that you can decide to raise a family out of this and take care of a nation?
Hey nation. Okay, so I mean it's been good. I'm always talking about the journey, right? It's not about the destination, it's how you get there. So the journey has been though it's been a roller coaster, but it's been fun, it's been exciting, you meet people, you get connected, it's just been fun. It's just been fun. So
I know some people who ignored their 9-to-5 jobs and then they took this out and started rolling out as full-time YouTubers. What has been your story?
I mean, I have not had a 9-to-5 job. Maybe when I completed high school, I did some of the things that everybody does. Maybe teaching some
you scared me. You scared me because the things that everybody did is very different.
He went far.
It went far,
which
bro.
I still don't consider that as a 9-to-5 because I was just trying to do something just to. So from then, and I completed a media school. That's it. I went straight into blogging. I was writing for Ghana Web. I was writing for Modern Ghana, and they said, "Look, this is great." So I was like, "Yeah, then I can start something of my own." So that's why I started Entamoty.net at the time. We're writing about showbiz, lifestyle.
Was that paying?
Like that. The writing, yes, it was paying, but not too much as the video, the content creation with the video aspect, right?
We'll come.
Which will come to that. So the writing, I was just getting gigs from brands. So when they have like press releases, and because I was writing very well, so when they have like press releases and all these kind of things, they go have some events. They need someone to write about it for them. I was doing that. So that was where I was getting something small and the connection and other things. But I was not really paying as paying. So it was more of a third party affiliations, that was supported until I got into the video production.
Why did you choose YouTube in particular?
Honestly, I didn't start off to choose YouTube. That was not my. I just wanted to write. I just wanted to. At least I'm late in high school, so I felt okay. I'm a good writer, so I can blog. So YouTube wasn't the main thing until I just did one story. I did just a single story about Saturday. I did one story. I woke up and the story has got 90,000 views. And this was like my first time getting on the platform. 90K. So I go check my back end and I saw some $sign. I was like, wait, what happened?
On YouTube,
Yeah,
did the story
YouTube.
on YouTube.
Yes. At the time, they've not introduced the 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hour. I mean, those days were fun because the money was just coming through like that. Now they've put a lot of restrictions and too many things, even taxing US viewers who come on your platform and all of that. So that was it. 90K. I made some few hundreds.
How much?
I do not remember, but I made something on that 90K. It was a video
I have
about
$8, and I'm saying it proud and loud. I have $8. That's all I
You
have.
say you had 100.
No, there's another account. $8.
He used it to buy watches.
I haven't been able to claim it because apparently they pay only at $100 or so.
Yeah.
$8.
We'll start
Yes.
before the watching comes.
You can understand what the pain I'm going through. Yes.
So I was like, oh, okay, then that was quick. Let's just push a lot of the energy here.
But
So
you didn't say how much though. I mean, regardless at that
honestly,
time.
I do not remember. I think it was something around 200 or something. This was just a video. One video.
Yeah.
So it was crazy. I was like, hey, now if one video they give you this,
Then
if
I
they
know
can
we
do
sleep
more, then So that's how I just.
Do you recall how long that video was?
It wasn't long. It wasn't a long video. I think it was 2 minutes or something.
Ha!
Yeah. It was not long. But at the time the platform was green. You see a very few people on the platform, not like now. So
I tell you one wicked thing that all these YouTube creators did to us. The wicked thing, they never told us. All of them were just taking it quietly. Have you seen any YouTuber come out to boldly say
flex.
I've made so much money. They always say that thank God for
I think
thank God
Sheldon-
for
Sheldon,
no, that's
Could you
recent.
Sheldon-
That's
could you-
recent.
could you Sheldon does
Oh,
it?
you guys are talking the independence. I'm talking Independence Day time. This is just recent matter. But anyway, talking about that though, let me before I come to you, Sweet Adjeley, let me go to Ivy Prosper, who's joined us via Zoom. That would mean I have to get my headset on so I can hear loud and clear. Ivy, good morning. How are you doing?
I'm good. Can you hear me?
Loud and clear, crisp. Welcome to the
Perfect.
welcome to the show, not the studio.
Thank you. Thank you.
Wow, Ivy, we would love to hear your story as well. How did you become, or how did you get yourself fully immersed into digital media or content creation?
Well, when I initially started, it wasn't necessarily that I was trying to get into it. And I think that's the case for some people. Like today, a lot of people will join in with the purpose of getting into digital media. But I was working, I was looking at working as a journalist, as a reporter, because I studied radio and television broadcasting. And then so looking for work at that time, I used YouTube as my CV. So I wasn't using YouTube at the time when I was using it. It wasn't something people were using to work and make money off of YouTube. So I would upload a demo reel of my work, of what I can do as a reporter or what I can do as an editor, and I would post the link. So when I would apply for a job with a TV station or a production company, I would send my CV and they would ask to see some of my work. And then the link would be to send to them so they can see what I can do. So that's what I was using it for initially. And then in 2011...
So hold on a second for me. Hold on a second for me. So what exactly was in this CV? Was it you on air hosting shows or...
So a demo reel, for those who may not know, when people are looking for jobs, some people call it a show reel. So in North America, they say demo reel. I know in Ghana, people will say show reel. And basically, it showcases all of the things that you can do. It's like a highlight reel of your work. So I had bits and pieces of me as a reporter on a scene because I did my internship at NBC in Detroit, Michigan in the US. And so I often got to go out and report on stories. So I would cut clips of stories, piece it together, things I did independently. And then I would just make a 1 to 2 minute video that highlights the things I can do. So along with the paper CV, which I would usually send by email, then I would send the link to my demo reel, my show reel, so people can see what I can possibly do.
Well explained. Camera. All right. So then you were saying, so after sharing these links and as your CV, then in 2011, when I came to Ghana, it was initially just supposed to be coming to have a holiday vacation time away. And then I ended up getting work in Ghana, but I was working at a school. But in the meantime, to show my friends in Canada and in the US, Ghana, I did a few videos here and there that I would share with them, but that was just for fun. And then I had a blog about Ghana that was all just for fun to show people back there what it looked like and my experiences. And it wasn't until about 2018 when I did a video on 7 things I love about Ghana. So when I moved to Ghana in 2016, I started to really experience more. And so I did 7 things that are positive things about Ghana, 7 negative things about Ghana. And then I saw that those videos were getting a lot of traction, especially the negative one. People love negative news for some reason, but those videos really took off. And that's when I saw that people were really interested in content from Ghana. So in 2019, when I started working with the Year of Return and started capturing content, the moment I filmed a video of Steve Harvey to post on the Year of Return page. And that video went viral. I saw all this Ghanaian media download my video, put their logos on it as if they took the video. And it was a short clip of Steve Harvey when he arrived. And when he was talking at the Du Bois Center. That was my video. I shot that video. And everyone downloaded it and people act like it was their video, posting it on their platforms and all that stuff. That was my video that I took for the Year of Return. And just so people who want to be creators can understand,
people are always thinking you have to have a lot of equipment. That video was filmed on a Samsung S6, but it is one of the most successful videos I've ever had. And it was on a phone. So people need to understand you can create content with your phone. So that moment was when I saw people really want to see what's happening in Ghana. So that's when I started more consistently sharing stories from Ghana and my experiences, working with Year of Return, now Beyond the Return, and traveling around Ghana and showcasing the country to the world. So that's how I really kind of got into it and saw that this is something valuable that people want to see, sharing Africa to the world and changing the narrative of Africa, because that was my whole thing, was changing people's mindset about Africa.
Are you still filming off the S6?
No. I'm not using S6 anymore. But
okay.
I just used that. I wanted to share that so people knew that you don't have to, because I had a young person who came to me and said they wanted to do a YouTube, but they don't have camera equipment. They need to have a camera. They need to have this. They need to have that. And I told them, just start with your phone. Just make sure your phone settings are on the highest possible quality when you're filming your videos. You know, if you don't have the money to buy something now, use what you have until you can get what you want.
Wow, Ivy, thank you.
Now I'm using a Samsung S. I use an S21 now.
Ooh, yeah. This is I dedicate Shatawale's Cash Out song to you on this from S6 to the 21. We'll come and talk more about how quality and devices influence what you do shortly. But let me come to Sweet Adjeley in the studio. Would love to hear a story of food, and I hope you didn't share 7 bad habits of meals that, things that we do.
Maybe I should.
Maybe you should. You are guaranteed
get the views in.
Get the views. So what is your story as well?
About starting?
Yeah, yeah.
So I went to Tema Secondary School.
Okay.
And I did home economics.
Look, there you are. That's it.
Yes.
Shouts to the science students in your face.
Yes. The most disrespected course.
Yes.
In the school.
Yeah.
And I'm really passionate about that because I don't want these young girls, because it seems home economics is just mostly girls. And if there's a guy that they got made,
mock him.
Yes.
True.
So I think it's time for home economics to come out of the dungeon where it is, because most schools hide it.
True.
And so from there to the New York Restaurant School, and now doing YouTube. I didn't continue with the restaurant because I got burnt in the restaurant. So
no, you went too fast with the story. Please, you went too fast with the story.
She was in
Temano, then New York restaurant, then no.
I'm trying to go to the YouTube.
So we'll come there, but just to appreciate the story a bit more. So, I mean, after school, home economics background, what propelled you into going into, I just want to understand what happened and how the restaurant came about.
Home economics, because I like sweet eating things. And so whenever they're baking, I didn't like food, but I loved cakes and chips and all the sweet stuff. And in Ghana, sweet eating things means nibi ni ngongoi. So I got made fun of a lot that inangomi and stuff like that. So whenever there's baking, everywhere smells so good and it tastes so good. So it started from Bemakam Primary, which was complex before. And I loved when we did the cooking. What do they call that?
Life skills.
No. Home skills.
Life skills.
No.
Hygiene. And stuff,
home.
right?
Home.
Oh, are you sure?
I thought it was 2 in 1.
No, life skills has got to do with hygiene.
Yes.
And then
but
food is also life skills.
No, we drilled down to home skills. That was cooking.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Yeah, and
is the schools they went to. Let's fast forward. The schools they went to.
And then, you wear your apron, and then we'll make the jams and stuff, sweet things. So I went to Damasco, and then I did home economics there. Miss Bodo, shout out to Miss Bodo. She was great. You're favored when you work in the house mistress's house. So I was working there, and she was also our home economics teacher, and she will get catering orders and stuff. And if you work in a house, you get to be there when we're making all the sweet tintins. So then I did my first year in Damascus, and then the first term of the second year, and then I went to the U.S. So when I got to the U.S., they didn't have the home economics stuff, but I did go to a vocational school. So I did dental assisting. But when I got done with that, I went to the New York Restaurant School, and I did culinary arts.
Okay.
So after that, I started working in New York, but I live in New Jersey. It wasn't far because I take the PATH train about 15 minutes into the city. And I was working there. And then I got burnt in the kitchen. And so I began to I didn't realize that I was having some type of anxiety being in a big kitchen. So I just quit.
Some trauma kind of.
Some trauma. And I wanted to come to Ghana, but my boss wouldn't give me the time off. So I quit. And then I came to Ghana September. I left the U.S. September 9th, got to Ghana September 10th, and then September 11th happened.
Wow.
So, and I was working at the World Financial Center, which was together with the World Trade Center. So by the time I go back to the U.S., I'm not going to anybody's kitchen to work.
There is no kitchen.
There's no kitchen.
Wow.
And even if there was, I had the trauma from getting burnt in the kitchen, and now the place is ruined. But I quit before I came, so I didn't have a job there to go back to. So, long story short, I started working security job.
Wow.
So one of the companies that I really enjoyed working at was Anheuser-Busch. They make Budweiser. Yeah. So I worked there, and then I met my husband, and I had my son. I'm still doing that. And one of my cousins said, Adjeley, there's this college that Uncle Sam will pay for because I had a child. Yeah. Uncle Sam will pay for if you go. So I went and I took medical assistant. So I started working with that. My husband is a tennis instructor. He used to play tennis for Ghana.
Wow.
So, yeah. So he makes good money to take care of us. So my money wasn't as much as his, but that's how we were surviving. And I put the cooking to the back burner. But whenever a family member would need a recipe, they'll come to me because, I'm the caterer in the family. And I will at times write it down.
Okay.
Take a picture and send. Or I'll be sitting there texting. And so little by little, sometimes when I cook, I think I got on Facebook in 2008. Pregnant with my daughter. Was it 2000? Somewhere there. And so I'll put a picture of something that I made to eat. I just put a picture and somebody will say, how did you make it? And then I'll be sitting there typing. And I'm not even a good typer or whatever. Yeah. So one of my beautiful sisters said, I didn't even know about YouTube. She said, Adjeley, why there's this platform, YouTube? Why don't you get on there and put the food there? So that, yes, when somebody asks for it, instead of you're typing 1, do this, 2, do that, you just send them the link.
More interactive and everything.
So I said, oh, Adjeley, I'm just too shy. I can't. I can't. Recently, one of my teachers called and said, Macleana, you are Sweet Adjeley. You. Macleana, Sweet Adjeley, you that will not talk. You can't even get me to say anything. So I was looking at the platform and so my very first video was of my daughter making plantain chips. Still me trying to not do this. Yeah. And then I realized I can do everything with my hands. Nobody have to see my face. Nobody have to see nothing. So, because I saw people and you just see their hands and everything get done. So I started. And that's now we're today.
Okay. Wow. Well, we're going to take a quick break just to fix a little technical challenge that we are facing. But when we come back, I want you to start thinking about what exactly interests your consumers or the followers and why they are so glued to you and why they keep sharing your pages for the numbers to grow. When we come back, we'll just have the discussion on that. So don't go away. Well, that is Camilo in the background there, and welcome back. We're having a conversation with our YouTube, or more like our content creators this morning, Ivy, Sweet Adjeley, and Entamoty joining us. But let me go to Ivy, who's joining us via Zoom real quickly. I wanted us to talk about what you think is the key driver for you with regards to your following and why people keep coming back to your channel. What do you think is the key driver for you?
I believe the key driver is really having an audience that appreciates the information. So, and creating a connection with your audience, because your audience ends up following you because not only because of your content, but because they actually like you. So when you watch a lot of creators, you see that everybody brings their personality to it. So I think for me, people come back because I have more of a journalistic way of approaching things. I tend to want to be factual when I give information. I don't want to give wrong information. I know a lot of people like to use hype to draw attention, and it works for some people. But for me, I always want to be true to what is real and true to the facts, because I don't want somebody to come back and say, you told me it was this and this and this, and you lied, you were wrong. Because when you do that, then it discredits you, and I don't want to be discredited. So a lot of people come to me because they believe I give factual information and I have knowledge and a lot of wisdom and information to share. So I believe that's why people come to me. And also they see my passion in changing the narrative of Africa.
So is this, with regards to your content, is it you, Ivy, they've fallen in love with, or is the content? You know, that's also something to look at. That maybe, is it that they love you, so regardless what you post, be it good or bad, heavy information or, lightweight, they'll still follow you. Is that it? I want to understand.
They love me, but they really want information from Ghana and from Africa, because I recently took a hiatus for medical reasons. I had gone back to Canada, and during the time that I was gone to Canada the last 4 months, I had thought of doing a series while I was there on, Africans in Canada. And so I started to do a couple of videos, and I noticed that the viewership on those videos was low, and I would get messages from people saying, oh, you're not.
Graphically, where are you getting your biggest buzz from?
The United States.
Wow.
Most of my audience is in the United States. Yeah. So the US, the UK, Canada, Australia, and Germany are some of my biggest markets of people who follow me. And then I get some from Ghana, Nigeria, South Africa, some from Kenya. And I even have some from places I never expected, like Estonia and Iceland. I never expected that at all. But definitely the top ones are the US, the UK, Canada, and Germany.
Ivy is talking about, Entamoty, Ivy is talking about content from Ghana. People just want to know stuff about Ghana. You are in here, you've drilled it down to show business. Let's understand your space and the consumer behavior there. Is yours to a matter of trust? Your information? Is it delivery style, or is it content you're putting on there that excites them?
Yeah, I think mine is mainly about the content, and for me, it's because I've also been able to get on the other platforms like TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, and stuff like that. So what happens is you have people who are on TikTok, and then they want to go get like the full video on YouTube. Come on, Instagram, they want to go get a full video on YouTube. So, it's all around like that. Mm-hmm. So those who follow Entamoty, mainly, most of the time, they want to, it's about trends, what's happening, a little bit of the gossip, obviously, and then the events as well, because we also do cover a lot of events, and then, do some of the events, major events, reviews and stuff like that. So I think it's mainly the content. Yeah.
I want to know that, maybe like a decade ago, what you're doing was a whole TV station.
Yes, exactly.
Right? And now you have a main showcase, which is YouTube, and then the fringe platforms are kind of like your promotional tools. I want to know how extensive the team works when it comes to creating this, and if there's a plan. So you mentioned TikTok, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram as enablers to push people to go look for the long form at the YouTube. Now, I want to know if your teamwork and your team plan encompasses all these platforms, because you did mention that you have a team. So I want to know if your team is focused on creating the final output just on YouTube, or if your team works taking into consideration all the social media.
Yeah, so I mean, we take consideration, because obviously you have people who just want to have the content being consumed only on, say, TikTok. So I mean, I have someone who handles the Instagram page, as I do the TikTok. Maybe I know much about it. So what happens is, we know that there are some excerpts of the video, that will get people talking, or that will get people to
want to find out more.
Exactly, and put a lot of engagement on trailers and stuff like that. So those things go on TikTok and maybe IG Reels and some short video on Twitter. So we plan it very well. because I mean, I know I've done a video. Let's say I've done a video about this particular celebrity. Let's say it's a 10 minutes long video. There is some excerpt there that's because there are some audience. They just want to just give us the juice. Something just like 30 seconds of it.
They don't have 10 minutes.
That's it. They don't have 10 minutes to go watch full story so we just create those short ones and then we put it on.
How does that affect authenticity? Because we're also in the area of clickbait, right? Where you see a lot of headlines, Sweet Adjeley, you go and click the link, and that's not the headline and the video have nothing in common. So when you have like a 10-15 minute video, that's on YouTube, that's more substantial, and then you have to chop it down to like a 30 seconds without losing the authenticity of what you're trying to say. How difficult is that?
Yeah. I mean, it's very difficult. I mean, for me personally, I think fake news is something that we should be combating. Because I've been hearing a lot of people talk about negative news and blah blah blah. I mean, yes. I mean, what is news? Negativity is part of the news, and more often than not, it's even the negativity that sells. That is not to say the news is not accurate or the news is that there's no factual elements with the news that you're talking about, right? So once the facts are correct, maybe you've done your due diligences and whatever you have presented is accurate, and that's it. And so mostly also at the caption, you need to explain to them like, okay, so this is just an excerpt. So the viewer would have to understand that, look, there's a longer form of the video that you can check it out.
With other details, blah, blah,
With
blah.
other details. So you need to state that. You need to make it very, very, very clear. Yeah.
So you are very factual with your news, and is that what has given the loyalty from your following, that they come to Entamoty for trustworthy news?
I wouldn't want to sit here and say I'm very, very factual because, I mean, even the leading mainstream platforms sometimes do post things out there and it's not factual, and they do take it down most of the time. I mean, it happens. So yes, I try as much as possible to make sure that I don't put any fake news out there. I try to do my due diligence. I mean, if it's not accurate later, maybe we found out new information has cropped out and stuff like that, we take it down.
How do you do that? How do you do due diligence when you're also running against the clock to break the story in relevant time? So let's say Jay Foley, blah 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 blah. That's the breaking news, right? You have, if you don't report this in the next hour, somebody else is gonna.
Yeah, next hour is even longer.
So how do you make sure it's factual, it's right, the details are what they are? You are not just pushing clickbait. How do you get out within that time frame as well?
So I mean, personally, fortunately for me, I've been able to create a lot of industry friends. So sometimes I try to get it from close pals. These people can give actual confirmation. For example, let's say you just hear that, okay, this
Hajia for real has been arrested.
Exactly. There are people who are with her. There are people who were on the flight with her. So these people
Your
can
network,
give you the juice. You don't necessarily need to quote them that, okay, but I know I don't necessarily need to give out my source, but I know, and I make sure that this is it. It's coming from the right source. Then that's it. So I can just place the call, Charlie, what's up? Then say this is what Charlie, that thing be true. But say, that kind of thing. Yeah. So we put it out there and just let you know, okay, so more information is going to follow up.
Okay. You just mentioned juice. I like that. let's go to the juice maker herself. Let's get some more juice from Sweet Adjeley. And I'm asking Ivy this question, and same to Entamoty, because I want to understand for us who are very I won't say ignorant, but who are very new in the space and still struggling to get our numbers right. We struggle to understand whether we should present our personality, or we should present something, content about something. And Ivy, for her, she says it speaks more to her, and people trust what she does as well. Yours is food. I mean, everybody cooks, but you have used this to create, a world for yourself. And I want to understand again, with the key driver, or what is the key driver for you? What is the behavior of your following? Why you?
Well, my recipes tend to be easy.
Oh.
So I have a lot of men that follow me because They are in the diaspora.
I'm part of them.
Yeah, and mommy is not there to cook. So if mommy is not there to cook and they come on YouTube and they want to see okra soup or stew and they go to her channel and her thumbnail looks so good, it's beautiful, they begin to watch and then it's complicated. Like
2.5 grams of this. That's where it usually loses me. Like I'm watching and then I'm like, so get 2.6 grams. I'm like, Charlie, let me call something. What am I going to do? Oh, but it's true. 2.5, boss, how much is 2.5 grams?
Bro, it's so
I
true.
just be hungry. I'm just hungry. Like,
Literally, that's why I'm laughing. Like, it's so true, eh?
Yeah. But with me, it's to your taste. If I'm using 10 pounds of meat, you add the Maggi to your taste. You add the salt to your taste. I'm not going to tell you for 10 pounds of meat, use
so
one
you're not
teaspoon
being
of salt.
scientific with it. You're being realistic. Kind of.
Because when, except for baking, with baking,
Yeah, that's a science,
that's
right?
science right there. Because don't take up cooking because you think it's easy. Because we're up there with the science
the chemists.
students. Yes, because in restaurant school, I did nutrition. The doctors, they work hand in hand with the nutritionist because if the patient is losing weight, you have to come up with something to help them to gain that weight back. So don't think about cooking or home economics as menesha or they take home economics.
Amen.
No, it's not true. It's not true because you would quit or you will drop out if you take home economics. You're better off taking business where you can use a calculator or something to help you come to the final.
Yeah.
Yes, but with food, it's very, very, it's hard. But I have made it simple.
Okay.
Now, I don't want to believe that, and I keep saying this all the time, that I don't want to believe that one person knows how to cook everything.
No.
And so when I see your channel, I learned to cook something on your channel. It was on your channel, I think, that I learned that you could always put carrot in soups to give it color and taste. I think that was on your channel. So when I'm doing goat meat, chicken live soup, instead of tomato puree, I put in carrot. Which, yes, so you get to learn some of these things.
Yeah.
All right, so let's just note that down.
Yeah, it gives you the taste, it gives you the color as well you're looking for. But I sometimes sit down to wonder, how do you get to know all of these things?
So I don't know all of it. I don't know everything. I know something, a lot of something because of my food background. But let's say Fetri, I heard you speaking earlier. So that means you're the champion of making Fetri.
Hopefully.
I grew up in a compound house where you know what a compound, in the morning everybody's coming out of their room. And we had Ewe people there.
Okay.
And when they make their Fetri, it was my favorite thing to eat. But I didn't know how to cook it. In the US, I made a friend with a Togolese. And she taught me. Now, if I come to your house, I may be known as Sweet Adjeley now for food. But if I come to your house and I eat something and I like it, I'm coming back for you to teach me.
Wow.
I'm not going to sit there and say, going to seem like. No, I'm going to ask because I want to know. We never finish learning. We can never be the master of the trade. Because there's always somebody that knows what you don't know.
Yeah, one level up.
Yes. So you always have to calm down so that you can learn from other people. Even maybe somebody on the roadside selling something that you don't feel too big to ask. I don't know everything.
So I'm seeing humility is playing a tool here, but let me just go to the tools, the actual tools that you creators use on YouTube, because it's something else. I mean, you just might think that just go there, upload, and boom, views coming up. So let me go to Ivy and ask you, Ivy, are there any particular tools, strategies, things that an amateur content creator would have to learn and understand before he or she can, start gathering the views, attention? So I want to understand if there are any tools in there that, you use, any strategies that you can adopt to get a good following.
I think that the first thing somebody needs to do is just hit record, because that's the biggest thing that people don't do. They're so worried about, I want to get lots of viewers, I want to get a lot of following, I get a lot of views, that they don't even put the content out there. So your first strategy is hit record and just start, because the more you do it, the better you become, the more confident you are, and then people will see you grow and evolve. You mentioned thumbnails. Yeah, thumbnails are important, because that is what gets people to even click on your video. The thumbnail and the title that you have are two things that get people to see your content, and the analytics recognizes based on the words you've used in your headline to recommend it to people. So yes, those two components are very important. Actual content is extremely important, because you may have a nice picture for your thumbnail and a good headline, and someone clicks it, and then it doesn't match what you've said it is. And then they won't come back to you, because they'll say this person gives a great picture and a great headline, but the story isn't actually there. So your first step is to think of, what is the purpose of this video I'm making? What am I trying to tell? What story am I trying to tell? Because gone are the days when just random videos would do well, because it used to be all the time people can just make random videos and do really well. But now people have become so accustomed to seeing so much content on all these different platforms that people have expectations of a story, whether they connect to you as a person and you're sharing your personal stories, or you've gone somewhere and you thought, okay, I want to show this about this restaurant, and that's my goal, is to show something about this restaurant. I want to show the view from this particular mountain that I'm hiking. I want to show them the experience that I'm having as I'm hiking up this mountain. So it's about figuring out what's the story that you want to tell, and then you just start recording the video. When it comes to editing, if you are editing on your laptop, you could be using Final Cut Pro, Adobe Premiere. It depends on, if you're using a Mac, you're using a PC. And if you're editing on your phone, there are tools to edit on your phone, because people might not have access to a laptop to do their editing, and the phones are great. You can use apps like Power Director, InShot is also great, CapCut is great, VN Editor is great. So those are all options that you can use. They all have a basic, or they have a plus where you pay to upgrade and get all the tools needed. I personally have upgraded in the app so that I have access to all of the tools to be able to edit efficiently. So those are some of the tools that they can use when editing their videos. For thumbnails, there's different apps. When you look in the Google Play, I use an Android, but I also have an iPhone as well. So you can find it in the iPhone App Center as well. Just type thumbnail apps and you'll see a bunch of different ones come up, and you can choose. Or you can use Canva. Canva is a great site that helps you with so many things with graphic tools that a lot of creators use, whether they're on TikTok or Instagram or Facebook or YouTube, or the new one, which is now called Be Real, or Twitter. You can use these tools on all of these platforms when you're creating, whether you're a YouTube creator or you're a creator on other platforms. So those are some of the things that I use that I recommend new people when you're starting out. But the first step is to press record and ask yourself, who is my audience? Who is my audience? Picture who that person is, and then that's who you're making your videos for. Is it an elderly person?
Okay, we just lost the signal there. Okay.
Are they women? Are they men? Are they both? Are they Christians?
Interesting. Okay. Cyril, before I jump into
I just wanted to ask how difficult it is to transition from trying to focus on creating dope content, and then all of a sudden you are an advanced video editor. You know, because it sounds like you also have to simultaneously learn the technical execution while focusing on your creative or your actual content plan. Because, I mean, Final Cut, Premiere, CapCut, VN, it's work. Like, I've tried to do reels every now and then, crying. It's like, halfway through the reels, I'm like, let me just post a picture.
See?
Yeah.
You know?
See, you've been doing reels?
It's work.
Yeah.
It's work.
See, you've been doing reels?
I've been doing
It's
reels.
work.
See, I've been doing reels. Yes. So, you know, I just want to know how
work.
challenging it is, and what's that like emotionally. For me personally, if I was working on something creative and I had to switch off to technical mode to now get into editing and blah blah, it kills Vim a lot. And I just want to know how you balance that.
Yeah, it definitely can kill the Vim. It kills it for me a lot of the time too. So I completely understand where you're coming from. But when you're new and you don't have support, even people who are doing it for a long time, you may not have a support team and you're doing it yourself, and you have to kind of tell yourself this is part of the process. And if it's something you enjoy doing, you'll find a way to keep doing it. That's how people end up growing the way they do. Or if you have it in your budget, you can pay somebody to do it. Or if you're like, what I find is young people who are starting out. So for example, when Wodamaya is a young guy who started out and he had his friends and everything, and, you know, other people too. You have a core group of friends you can start something with. Let's say you have a friend who likes to edit. You have a friend who likes filming. You have someone who likes doing something. You come together as a team. That's how a lot of these things start. When you think about Apple, like, you know, Steve Jobs started it off with a friend in a garage. And it's like you start something with your friends when you're young, especially, and then you grow with them. You make this pact that you're going to grow together as a team. You're going to build something together that you're all passionate about. And then next thing you know, boom, you get to a point where that team is working and you're all growing and you're all making money together. And what better thing than to grow as a team? And you saw, and then now. So I think finding a team around you is helpful. Even if it's an intern, there's a lot of young people who want to learn. And if you don't have a huge budget, you can, you know, I'm going to pay your transportation, pay you a small amount, and then they're learning and growing. And then as your channel and platforms grow and you make more money, then you can pay them more money as well, because you're growing together as a team. I think that people who want to go into creating content on any platform, if your goal is to be a content creator, it's a job. It's not just something you're jumping into to say you want to be famous. Because I think one of the problems we have in our society is that we have people who just want to be famous. They don't see it as a job. It's a job. It's a job. And it's a 24 hours a day, 7 days a week job, being a creator. It's not something you go and sit in an office at 9 o'clock in the morning and then 5 p.m. you close, you clock out, you leave and go home. You're constantly thinking about what's the next piece of content I can make. I have messages in my DM. I have to respond to these messages because if you're not engaging with your audience, they'll disconnect from you. There's comments on a post. I have to respond to these comments on the post, you know? So for me, I haven't been able to grow my personal platform as much as I've wanted to, because I am also the social media manager for Ghana's Year of Return and Beyond the Return campaigns. So I'm managing Beyond the Returns Instagram and Facebook and Twitter and TikTok, Year of Returns Instagram and Facebook. And on the inboxes, I'm getting messages and DMs. I'm writing stories on the website. I'm writing press releases. So I'm doing that and trying to do mine as well at the same time. So I'm balancing a full-time with my own platforms as well. So it is work. If you want to be a creator and you're listening to this right now, I am telling you, it is a job that you have to love and you have to be passionate about, because you will have those moments you want to quit. And then you ask yourself, what is...
I want to jump on what Cyril asked and speak to Sweet Adjeley. You know, cooking and the dynamics it comes with. You know, Entamoty will go look for content. He doesn't have to invest necessarily in buying material for the content he's going to look for. She would go around, cover Ghana for people. She doesn't. It's even enjoyment for you as you're going around, you're touring, you're enjoying, sharing your enjoyment. Cooking for me is a big deal. Like, it's work. And you're buying ingredients, you know. I'm just wondering how you place your cameras so that they are able to capture all the things you do. And the money you even invest, because the jurisdiction you're coming from, anybody who gives you a service of coming to use a camera is already charging you. Are you hiring services of people like that? Are you paying extra, or you're doing everything by yourself? And looking at it, is it worth it? Are you receiving from YouTube all that you invest into?
I can answer that for her.
So it's worth it, but as you said, to me, if you're now, the cooking industry on the internet is like everywhere. It's saturated, but it's the hardest content to create. I don't care what you're doing. All the travel people, they're having fun traveling from here to there. They're seeing this, they're seeing that. All of the gossip people, they take, like you said, somebody's content and then they talk about it, make jokes of it. But with the cooking, first you have to go out and buy the ingredients. When you get home, you have to prep it. You have to have your setup. Some of these cooking channels or pages have a team. I don't. I'm a one-man show. A woman show. So I go and I get my ingredients, I prep it, I cook it, I film it, I edit it, post it, I engage, like she said, because you don't want to lose your people.
Do you edit off your phone or on an app?
I started with my phone and I'm still using my phone. Well, now I use my iPad because the phone is kind of small, and I don't know how to use my computer. Though I have a laptop, I use my iPad, so I carry it along. You saw how heavy the bag is. So, to me, unless maybe you have a team, somebody recording you, somebody editing for you, all you have to do is come out. Because I know some YouTubers that just come out, they cook, they're gone, and they have somebody picking up after them and cleaning. I'm in Ghana, you may be able to afford that. But in the U.S., I still have a 9 to 5. It's not like I'm just doing YouTube because the income that I should be making, I'm not, because my fan base is in Ghana.
I want to help. Who eats all the food?
Answer that again.
I said I want to help. Who eats all the food?
Where your audience comes from makes a difference.
No, she said my audience are from Ghana, but he is literally.
Hold on, I just want to hear what Ivy said. Ivy, what did you say?
I said she's very right, because the amount of money you earn on YouTube depends on where your audience is coming from. That is the reason why you. Yeah. So basically, the way the revenue works is, so Google owns YouTube, and so the ads that come up on your videos, the company's ads, what they pay is a fee per 1,000 views. So if you're a company and you're paying a fee per 1,000 views, the fee you pay based on the country that the video pops up in is different. So let's say I am Nescafe, and I put an ad on Nescafe that's going to target the Ghana audience. The ad I've paid on YouTube as a company is lower cost per 1,000 in Ghana than it is in the US. So the same ad that they may pay $1.50 per 1,000 views for Ghana, they may be paying $15 per 1,000 views in the US. So if you're a creator and part of the revenue share, you're getting a portion of revenue from the ads, your ad revenue is higher from the US than from Ghana. And so that is why you see a lot of content now where the headlines will say stuff like, I came from America and now I'm in Ghana. I came from America and now this. From America and that, from the US and that, because Americans will see that headline and click the video because they feel, oh, this is for me. Let me take a look. And creators know that they'll make more money if their audience is coming from the US rather than from Ghana. The US, Canada, Australia are 3 countries where the ad revenue is much higher. You can get 10,000 views on a video from Ghana and make almost no money, and get the same 10,000 views somewhere else and make a lot of money from it. I remember somebody saying that he had almost 1 million views on a video, and then when he saw that most of his viewers were actually in India, he made not even $20 from that video.
Whoa.
So it makes a huge,
Punjabi
yeah,
game
so it
nothing?
makes a huge difference. It makes a huge difference on where your audience is and what products are that you are talking about, or the services that you're talking about, because the type of ads will also differ in cost. Like a car ad will cost different than a beauty ad. So it all depends on what it is as to how much you make. And you understand this when you're a creator and you're seeing the analytics and you're analyzing it. And people analyze and then often tweak based on where their audience is coming from. But you can't help it. If you happen to get an audience from a certain country, now that's who's following you. And you really, it's hard for you to shift to something else when that's your main audience. But what a creator can do is leverage their audience, leverage things to get deals outside of revenue from YouTube, because it shouldn't only be from YouTube that you're making money. Most creators found other avenues to make money. So you see somebody in the video be like, oh, and so today I am drinking a cup of, and they'll say the name of it. It's so good. Check the link in the description below if you want to get some for yourself too. That is an affiliate they're giving you. So they've had an agreement or they have an affiliate link. They hope your audience will like the product. Click the link in below, and then they'll get a portion of the sale of the item. So that's another way that creators are making money, not just directly from YouTube. You have to find other sources to be making money. You know, partnerships with companies. Yeah, talk about this, talk about that.
We're just coming to talk about partnerships and how you leverage off that. But I'm interested in stories as well. But before we come to those stories and partnerships, let me ask Entamoty, tell us about, your growth rates. Like, you at the back end, let's have back end conversations here. Every month on month or week on week. What's your average following like? How many people are coming to your channel and visiting?
Yeah. I mean, it's good for the numbers. Ghana, when you're doing entertainment, you don't have a numbers problem. You get a lot of people coming on especially when there are breaking news and scandals and even now weddings and funerals.
Everything trends.
Yes, it's people kind of jump in. So I quite remember at the time I was getting like up to 10,000 subscribers a month.
Bro.
Yeah.
Can you just dash me 1%?
I wish. Sometimes I wish that you can share subscribers so we can sell them.
Wow.
So, yeah, the growth has been good. But then again, when you look at the CPM at home about, well, to the average Ghanaian, it might be something. Because, I mean, if you are cashing out around 3,000, 2,500 USD, I mean, this is a month.
I mean,
this is something.
Hey,
but you should be making more, way more than that, because of the views that are coming in. I mean, if you are to be in Australia or maybe in some of these kind of countries, it's good. Even South Africa, their CPMs is higher than.
Okay, so I know you wouldn't say this, and I want to cut it across all three of you. So what has been a one-time earning, cash out that has made you smile? I mean, I just want to understand, because it's these figures that would encourage people as well. I mean, if I'm going to put in so much work and then I wouldn't be as successful as Entamoty, then what am I even doing there in the first place? What has been, a cash out that made you smile to the back?
I mean, mostly, YouTubers will be running away from these questions because you got GRE and other people chasing after.
Okay, I can respect that.
After mentioning some of these,
I can respect that.
All of that. But
it's good.
I mean, hey, I've had a 5,000 before. Yes,
USD.
Good. It was a good month. This was in December, so we had a lot of events, and it was a good month.
Wow.
And it was not only from YouTube, because other people do play traditional arts on the videos.
What was that story? Share one of the stories that was very good for you.
You mean
in terms of one of your content that was very good?
Oh, I mean, like the VGMAs, one of the videos from the VGMAs, the scandal VGMAs, with the
Stone Boy.
Yeah, stuff like that,
The Stone Boy Shatawale gang incident.
Yeah. It was huge. Like, I mean, I happened to be one of the few that put that out there because I was in the auditorium. I was able to grasp that. So at that point in time, like, everybody.
These artists get to know, or there's a formula or whatever they do that mutes and strikes your account. How do you manage that your account is still alive? even when you go to events and you're doing interview and there's a song in the background which is by no fault of yours, you still get to strike.
Actually, this is one of the major challenges for we the entertainment creators, because third-party copyright stuff. Then again, I have a very good relationship with an MCN in Ghana, which is My Promo. So with My Promo, I literally manages almost all the artists in Ghana with their songs and stuff like that. So there are certain videos that you do that, yes, I mean, the artist can strike you and all of that, but then they look at the content of like, oh, okay, but this content is actually promoting the music. Is that, for example, what Sheldon is doing with the breakdown and stuff like that. Sheldon can do a breakdown, and the breakdown video will get more views than even the actual music video. Do you understand? But at the end of the day, what are we trying to? We are getting the music out there. A lot of people are still getting it. So I have that relationship. And also now YouTube have introduced a lot of tools that you can mute the sound. You can actually take the sound from there and put a library sound there. You can actually cut that. So there are ways that you can always monetize. And now they've even been a new update where you can buy the song. It's starting off next year. From the artist. So you can buy the song.
That's great.
One time and you use it, or you will share the revenue. So like I get like 70%, the artist gets 30%. So the platform is always helping creators. So yeah, that's the dynamics.
What about you? Talking about your revenues, and then I want the story, the content that has generated the most, and then your gender. Is it the male or the female who are? Men. Oh.
No. I have a lot of men now, but it's always women that are the top.
And within which age bracket?
The age is 18 to 35.
Oh, we are getting some good wives coming up.
Yeah, but I have all the way to 65 plus.
Wow.
When I see those 60, I'm happy because older women are very stuck in their ways. So for them to come and watch small Adjeley, it's a big deal to me. My content that gave me the most money, I would say, was my mozzarella cheese, because it wasn't being watched just in Ghana. Yes, because it went viral. But I am the type of person, I think he mentioned that, or was it her, about putting out the right thing. I put out the cheese. It worked for me. During the pandemic, I took it down. Biggest mistake of my life, because that video alone gave me about 200,000 subscribers. And I took it down because, yes, people were failing at it. And I'm the type of person that, to me, I feel my content is the one content on YouTube that is no fail. And I pride myself in that when you try my recipe,
you'll get it.
You'll get it. So when a lot of people tried and they got it, but when people would try and they didn't get it, a lot of my fellow YouTubers would say, you would have been the first to hit 1 million in Ghana if you did not take down that video. But during the pandemic, somebody said, I just spent my last $20 making this cheese and I didn't get it. And without talking to anybody, I took the video down at 3.5 million views.
Wow.
And I did it again. I regret it, but then I don't. I made the same video so that I can explain it better. Somebody said you should have left it and
still
made
do another one.
But there's somebody that will find the one that people are having problems with still waste their money. And I didn't want that to happen. That new video have done well. It's not at 1 million views yet, but it's like that one was just within a year. That video was over 3 million views, and I couldn't believe it. But I took it down. It gave me my most revenue too, because it was again being watched
in America.
The sad thing about my situation, but I don't find it so sad because I feel I'm helping my
Ghanaian.
my nation. I didn't start my channel to be stuck in Ghana because I felt like everything that I was putting out was already in Ghana. So I'm making agbili kaklo. Why should Ghanaians be watching agbili kaklo? Because you can just buy it on the street, But that it just so happened that my following just dropped in Ghana, and Ghanaians have made me Sweet Adjeley. Because in the U.S. there's so many people that have over 1 million subscribers. I'll just be one of the goldfish in the pond. But because Ghanaians picked it up, although I'm not making as much money because like she said, she can put up a video and get 1 million views and make $1,000. I could put up a video and get 1 million views, but I'll make like 200 because I'm being watched in Ghana.
Wow. So let me just cut you in here. So I just got this post. Let me just read it out from, I wouldn't mention his name, but a very popular digital media personality in this country has shared this back end to me personally. And it says, so June, $5,903. July,
Wow.
$4,679. August, $6,009. September, $5,574. October, $5,600 and something dollars. And November, you know what he says? He's at $3,000 in $3,100 in November, and YouTube says ongoing. Wow.
All right, so tomorrow I won't be here. I'll be filming my YouTube.
Let me go to Ivy.
Yeah, it doesn't work like that.
It doesn't work like. Let's go to Ivy. Ivy, about your story as well in your biggest cash out. I know you have multiple platforms, but the one you can share that you put up a story or content, I beg your pardon, that was really engaging and got the numbers in for you.
I'm a person who doesn't like to focus so much on how much money you're making from each video. I think that what I've noticed, because I've lived in Ghana, I've lived in the US, I've lived in Canada, and in the 3 countries, I find that there's too much focus on how much money did you make from something in Ghana. People don't think about, is this something you really want to do? Because people will just hear numbers and be like, hey, she's making this kind of money. Hey, you're making that kind of money. Hey, this, hey, that. And lose sight of the purpose. Because I also want people to understand, because I'm one of the people who doesn't have the biggest numbers of followers and subscribers. I have about 22,000 subscribers on YouTube, whereas you have, Sweet Adjeley with 1 million, Entamoty, I think we are past 500K now, I believe. So, and I'm not even close to that number. So, but I'm still finding ways to monetize the content in other ways. So I've had people, contact me and say they want to use a clip for something. They'll pay this for a clip. They want to use this for this. So I don't focus on how much money I'm making from a video, because trust me, I'm not making those kind of numbers that everybody there on your panel is making off of their videos. Mine comes from things off of the platform. Because as I mentioned earlier, I'm also managing other accounts, not only my own. So, and I've consulted for other tourism companies on their platforms. So I'm doing a lot of other work outside of just the YouTube space. But I'll tell you that my most successful video was the video I did with Steve Harvey. That's the most successful video. And then the next one is a video I did at the airport of AJ Johnson when she came into Ghana in 2019. She was doing the Ajua dance. And then the next one is when the Prime Minister's wife came to Ghana, the Prime Minister of the Bahamas. His wife came to Ghana. Her son was being installed in the Western region. And it was her doing like a parade in the streets and of Busia, and she's dancing amongst the people as the masqueraders are dancing. She's dancing amongst the people, and then there's a ceremony. I find that the videos on culture get a lot of traction for me, and the videos where I interview people who are of interest also get a lot of traction for me. So yeah, so those are the ones that have been.
To add.
Okay, we just barely have a few minutes, sir.
Yeah. whatever we're here doing, whoever's watching, I don't want them to focus on getting into YouTube because of money.
Yes.
Get into the social media work because you love it. Look at when I started cooking from JSS. I started cooking at 10 years old. Now, doing the cooking videos, by the time I'm done, my house is upside down.
I know, right?
And it's a lot of work. I hardly get any sleep. The most sleep I've had, I was telling him, was because my mom drugged me on the way down here. I needed, my whole body was hurting.
Wow.
And she gave me medicine, and I slept, and I've been sleeping since.
Wow.
Okay, so if you're a young lady, gentleman out there, and you want to do this, first study it, because I watched YouTube for about 2 to 3 years before I started. Now, when you start, know that you've started. Don't just start. And I also advise, before you put your first video out, have about 20 videos edited.
Wow.
Consistency is key.
Yes. So
You're ready for
even
it.
if you, I had a whole hysterectomy, and I stayed home for like 2 months, not recording, but still posting. None of my viewers knew that I had gone through anything because there was a video. If, say, you get sick, instead of posting 2 to 3 times a week, do 1 time, because at least something is coming in. Do not get into this because of money, because you will leave. You will fail at it.
I like that advice. Nas Daily, Wodemaya, Ivy Prosper, Yoni Fredman, Ken Ejapon, and Sweet Adjeley. She's also here. Bola Ray, Jessica, Opare Safro, and Abdul Kabim Abdullah, Amaya Deborah, Kojo Sheldon will all be speakers at the YouTube Creators Festival, and of course, Entamoty himself as well. Tell us about the YouTube Creators Festival.
Yeah, so we're celebrating Ghanaian content creators, YouTube creators, to be specific. I think
Mention my name.
I think Ghanaian creators are doing the most. They really must be celebrated. In fact, a lot of people have been able to know something about Ghana because of some content that even some travel creators are making, and so we need to talk about it. We need to have a conversation. We need to see how we can help other potential people who want to get on the platform. We need to know how we can also help them. So this is the YouTube Creators Festival. It's an independent event with support from other international partners and local partners. Big shout outs to ICS Africa and then Mentor Music and our other partners that are supporting us on this. So it's 3-day festival. We've done the launch already. First day we're having a tour, which is just this coming Thursday. We're having a tour to Bribon Suite. And then the second day is an all-female masterclass for ladies only at Blue Crest University. We're teaching them the know-hows, the technical bits, and everything. We're also going to have exciting speakers to inspire the young ladies who also want to venture onto the platform. Then the final day is the summit, the event where we have all these amazing people that you mentioned them. They're going to share their stories. Sweet Adjeley is here, how she got to 1 million. She's going to talk to us about it. And, you know, very amazing people coming at the Silverbird Cinemas tomorrow, Saturday, 8 a.m. The evening is our awards night. We are celebrating and rewarding hardworking YouTubers. We've had over close to 60,000 votes on the platform. People are voting.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Congrats. Ivy, my Zoom is ending off with you in a few seconds. I don't know if you just pick a few last words of encouragement to persons like me who are so struggling with 850-something subscribers and 2 views. Can you help us out, please?
TikTok is doing
just be consistent. My advice is just be consistent. Continue to be passionate. You never know who is watching you. Just be consistent and keep doing it. Don't give up. That's my advice. Don't give up.
Thank you very much. I'm not giving up. I'm so not giving up. I'm back here 2 years time to be seated there to be interviewed.
Start
Tell
over
us your
with
cash
the
out.
20 videos. Start over with the 20 videos. Don't post again. Just make your 20 videos and then start posting.
I'm touched. I'll do this.
Yeah, don't post again. Make
proud,
it 20 videos
I'm gonna make you proud. All right. Thank you very much, all three of you. Really, really insightful conversations here. It's been a great masterclass. There's a lot that we've learned from, and what I'm picking from all this personally is that you just have to keep on doing it. Yeah.
Don't stop.
We should just keep it on. I don't know what Miss G and Cyril are going to pick from this. Our time
No,
is
I'm
up.
definitely inspired. Definitely inspired. And I'm happy that you were honest with everything. It's not all glory and just go on YouTube and cash out. You show that it's hard work, it's commitment, it's dedication, and I've learned a lot myself, so definitely happy. It's one of the few interviews we've done that I've honestly been inspired to try something.
Because you're thinking of going on YouTube.
Yeah,
All of a sudden, you know.
All of a sudden, I know what I want to do.
It's not as you are looking at it.
Yes, definitely. Thank you.
All right, our time is up. G?
No, thanks to them. Like me, I've never been consistent. So when they keep talking about consistency, I realize.
But I think, G, I think you do exceptionally well.
Yeah.
on
I think I
YouTube.
need a team. Entamoty and I have been having this conversation. When I was in the US, I told him, look, when I come back, we'll talk about it. Maybe like Ivy is saying, I don't think I have enough passion yet. So until then, the money there I will not get.
I mean, you never know.
I think at least the eating, and when you are done, the eating part.
That's what the US to go and eat them.
Okay.
The eating part.
And our time is done, and we are out. We'll catch you same time tomorrow on another conversation right here on Culture Daily.